most of the people who are trying to get international clients are doing it completely backwards. I have personally cracked foreign clients, and with the inbound methods, I've cracked more than $30,000, and with outbound efforts, I've cracked more than $40,000 and gained the trust of my clients as well. Most people I talk to are either waiting for some magic to happen or just copy pasting the same message to 50 people and expecting a reply. Here's how I actually landed my first international client and the 3-part method that I developed for you to be able to crack that as well. Let's get started. Before we jump into any strategy, let's try to understand the life cycle of cracking an international client and what goes behind the curtains for both, for the freelancer, for you, and also for the client. The first part is the problem awareness. There might be the client has a challenge or maybe they have a problem to be solved. The second one is the intent to solve that problem. They realize we need help, but maybe external. Third is silent research. They'll go to LinkedIn, they'll go and browse some certain groups or resources to try to find some solutions. Fourth, they come across some people that might be qualified to be able to crack that certain problem and find a solution. Fifth is the first contact between the client and between the freelancer. This person reached out, this person looks good, maybe he can solve my problem, maybe she can solve my challenge. And finally, the decision. Decision on the basis of, will the problem get solved? Does this person suit my requirement? Am I able to pay what this person needs? And other stuff. So as a freelancer, your job is to remove all of this friction, all these steps that I talked to you about. You have to make sure that you do this homework on the behalf of the client. And this is where the global magnet method comes in. And I'm going to cover it in 4 parts. Part 1 is the inbound, the mirror signal. Part 2A, cold outreach, the spark sequence. Part 2B is the active prospecting under outbound itself. And part 3 is the hard truth layer. And finally, I'm going to wrap it up with a roadmap for what exactly you should be doing. Let's start with part 1, which is the inbound method. This is a more advanced way to get leads, and I have personally done it only after a few clients and few successes in the past. But I can tell you that this is as important at this stage when you're beginning as it would be in the later stage, because this is going to remove that friction of getting that trust and getting that confidence in you. Your presence online is extremely important. It is the primary thing that is going to help you get international clients. So make sure that your profiles, the relevant ones, let's say if you're a designer, then maybe a Figma, maybe a Behance profile, a Dribble profile, but LinkedIn works for all. So one global profile that can be used by the clients to find you, to be able to trust in you, to be able to know more about you. So when someone searches your name and your profile, they should be able to get you top in the results and be able to see, okay, yes, this is the person I want to work with. So you have to do 3 things here while establishing your personal profile. One is know what you do. It should be very clear what exactly you work in, what kind of industry and what kind of role. Second is the trust in your skills. You have to be not just listing your skills, but be showing some success examples as well. Number 3 is feel safe to contact you. So your professional contact details have to be listed there. Maybe I can make a separate detailed video on this. If you want, let me know in the comments. If you want me to review your profile or to create a separate detailed video on how to create your online profiles. But for now, I'm going to give you just a brief pointers of what all to keep in your profile. So look at this checklist on the screen and make sure that on your profile, you have everything out of all of these items. Try to Google yourself and try to see what are the top 3 results. And if you find yourself, would you be willing to work with that person? All right. So apart from the past experience that you've had, here are the 3 things that you should add. One is the testimonials that build some trust and some emotion, some connect with you. So from your past clients or even from your past free projects that you've done, try to get some testimonials. Second thing is show impact and not just responsibilities that were given to you. Show the before and after transformation. This was the project that I was given and this was the situation and this is the method I used and found these certain solutions to it. Then the third thing is mention the skill set and the tools that you are good at and that you particularly use in your role. And finally, a very important one is a frictionless call to action. It could be one call to action like your email ID, like your Calendly link, like your TopMate page, could be literally anything, but it has to be a clear call to action based on where your client would be comfortable reaching out to you. And if you want to go a notch up, what you could do is you can create some searchable proof content, for example, some case studies or some stories of your past work. You can blur out the sensitive parts, you can make sure that nothing confidential is visible, but apart from that, try to show some stories of the work that you've done in the past. Now let's get to the section 2A, which is the cold outreach. Now in this one, you don't expect the client to find you, but you are there, you exist, and you are letting them know your presence. You don't know yet whether they need you or not, but you're still trying to reach out to them, network without an expectation. And this one is not about pitching. It has to be about starting that human conversation. So the steps for this one is, let's say you are looking for a certain type of client. Try to have that persona in your mind, that this is the ideal client type. In that, try to define where they are present, what exactly they do, what are their problems and challenges as of now, how much they could be making or how much they would be willing to spend. Try to list everything down. Which countries are they from? Try to list all of the details down. Then your next step is to hunt those certain types of people. Try to find the exact place where they might be existing. It could be on YouTube, it could be on LinkedIn, it could be on Twitter, it could be anywhere. So try to narrow down to not more than 3 platforms where you'll be trying to search for them. Then the next step is, once you know where they are and the exact person that you're going to reach out to, do some homework and try to see if they have shown their problem or their current situation anywhere. Anything that you could use to start a conversation. Do not do copy paste. I'm going to repeat that. Do not do copy paste. Make sure that you try to understand and see, okay, this person just talked about this last week. Maybe they might be getting into, let's say, education industry and they're struggling with it, and I can go and help them. Then go and ask a sharp and clear question to them. Ask them, hey, I saw that you're working on this and it's really impressive that you're getting into this certain industry. Do you think that you will be able to create this much volume of content without any external help? If not, then I can come and help you. So this is the kind of question that you should ask, and give them a clear call to action as well. The call to action could be, let's set up a coffee, virtual coffee next week whenever you're free and discuss more about this. And let me tell you, you'll get ghosted all the time. So don't be worried about it. I have personally reached out to, I think within the last week, even now I do cold outreach a lot based on what exactly I require, and I still get ghosted, which is absolutely normal. It could be because they are busy, they did not find a match, or because maybe you are not the certain type of person that they would like to work with, which is absolutely fine. But remember that the best cold DMs are the ones that feel like a very natural conversation with a friend or with a partner. So this has to be a method for cold outreach. And while you do this, while you put, let's say, 30% of your effort here, you also have to make sure you're applying to places where the requirement already exists. And that's where we get to the section 2B, which is the targeted magnet. And actually, this is the method in which I got my first international client, and which was through Upwork. I've shared that whole story in a different video and you can watch that out as well. And ideally, most of your effort has to be going into this certain category, 40 to 50%, I would say. Because in this one, you have to make sure that you apply with the exact recipe of what you should be writing and putting in your application, which would impress them and make them decide that you should be the candidate to move forward with. And this is the way in which I not just landed my first job, but also did a terrible mistake. So let me tell you how I did that and how you could improve that. The issue was that I was applying for an opportunity in which it was listed that they need a Scrum Master, and I already had the certification, and I started with that. I started with just my introduction saying that I am a certified Scrum Master and that I can help you, but I did not talk about any common point at all. And that's why my message sat their inbox for weeks. And then I followed up with something really specific, which was like, I have also worked in the education industry, and I want to work in the education industry, and I would love to know more about what exactly are your challenges right now. I saw that you are expanding into this certain geography, etc. So then that was the point where I came up with some common points, but before that I did not do that, and that's why it did not catch the client's attention as well. So now, how do you avoid all of these mistakes? There's so many mistakes that you could make, but there's only one way that you would actually make it work. So let's look at the exact recipe. The first one is you have to make it a value first message. It has to show that you can solve the problem and how you will solve it. Don't just wait for you to crack the job with them or crack the gig with them and then tell them the solution. Tell them right now. Tell them, this is what I see, this is what you're struggling with, and this is how I can help you. That shows that you're already having that mindset of solving the problem. Second is, why are you qualified to solve it? So don't fill the whole message with that. Don't just tell everything about, I have this much experience, I know this tools. Don't make it everything about yourself, but try to find the common points that I saw that you've listed this certain requirement, and here is where I can help you because I have done this. That's when you insert something about yourself. Don't start with everything about yourself. That is not a good recipe of a message or an application. The third is the list of tools and skills that you will be using when you join them. The fourth are the similar work samples that you may have from the past. Could be testimonials, could be case studies, could be any sample of work that you could show them. Could be a design, could be a spreadsheet, anything that you could show them which looks like a tangible thing to look at. And then finally, a clear call to action. What next steps should the client take and should you take? So you can also say that, hey, I'm listing out some, a couple of questions that I thought we could discuss in our next call, and let's maybe plan out a call whenever you're available next, and I'm available anytime here. Here is my calendar link. Let's schedule a call and discuss these questions in detail. This is how you spark a conversation. It looks like you're genuinely interested in that opportunity and not just throwing a copy paste message. And this way you have to make sure that you're not just selling your skills, but you're selling them their success, their future, and talking about more of that and less about yourself. Now let's get to the hard truth, because I want to share what is different between, let's say, working with Indian or Pakistani or South Asian clients versus foreign clients. Number one difference is the demographic culture. So there will be differences between a Dutch client and, let's say, an American client or an Australian client. And you have to know the difference. You have to know the strategy of working with them. Let's say if you're talking to an American client, they will expect you to, hustle and then make sure that you spend in extra time and extra effort in research, etc. Whereas when it comes to, let's say, Australian clients, they're a bit more relaxed, but they will still want you to take a lead on your own work. But how these are different from working with South Asian clients is that they will want you to take an ownership. They're not going to instruct you, do this certain task today or do that task tomorrow. They're going to talk to you about a broader problem, and you have to come up and you have to be the owner and you have to take the responsibility of solving that by yourself. You have to self-report your work. Let's say maybe you have been onboarded and you've been given all the knowledge. You should be creating your first month's plan, that this is what I plan to do in my first month. Let me know if everything is okay. So when they see that you are getting a hang of it, that's how you'll end up working for a longer term with these clients. And the more international exposure that you show with your previous clients, the more likely you are to get hired for the future ones. Another truth bomb is that expect to get ghosted. I told you, even I get that all the time. I think even the best freelancers would be seeing that. But here, your quantity of applications, quantity of messages has to be well balanced with the quality as well. So once you establish that balance, you will see that you'll get inbound inquiries, as well as when you reach out to people, they are interested in you. They will look at your profile and say, hey, this is the person I want to work with. And then they'll want to actually talk to you and get you. And eventually you'll get to a point where you don't have time, but clients want to work with you. And that is, I know it's like a dream come true that would happen someday, but trust me that it will happen. So keep on track for that. The next important note that I want to share is follow-ups should not be sounding like a reminder. Hey, any update on this? I got these follow-ups and I got so pissed when I got those. But try to be creative. If you want to show some follow-ups and you want to create some and show me some samples, you can put them in the comments and I can let you know whether they are good or not. And please ask me your questions if you're struggling anywhere. If you maybe got to a certain point with the client and you did not crack it, what exactly happened? Tell me in the comments and I'll tell you how to improve that. So yes, in short, the follow-ups should not be just reminders. They should be a separate conversation. They should be a chance to share more value. Like the example that I told you earlier, which is in the follow-up, I told them this is what we could do because I saw that you're entering this in certain industry, and then I gave them more value. Next important pointer is that you should use rejection to get a chance to learn more about the process, about what you could improve in yourself. So accept rejection, and instead of you ghosting them now, tell them that you completely accept their and respect their decision, but you would love to know where you lack, and you can ask them freely and maybe they'll get back to you. And I have had those chances. It could be pricing, it could be a misfit, it could be maybe they want somebody sooner and faster and maybe you're not available as quick as they'd want. Could be anything, but try to learn from them. And now another truth bomb is that please stop talking about just yourself. Please start talking more about the client, their problems, potential solutions, and not just selling yourself. I have this much experience, I know this, I can do this. Don't do the conversation, don't lead the conversations with I, lead the conversations with we or with you, and start asking sharp questions. Start asking them questions which make them feel like you are getting into a deeper layer of introspecting and understanding their challenges and you want to actually solve the problem. But since you know me, I'm a very actionable person. I'm not going to leave you with just the gyan. I want to give you a clear, actionable roadmap of what you should be doing with this certain information that I gave you, how you can put this in your actual application process and make sure that you start getting leads inbound and then also responses on the outbound lead. So here's a quick roadmap on the screen that I've displayed, and also a detailed one that I've put in the caption below, in the description below. Make sure that you check it out, make sure that you follow that, print it out and put it on your table, and make sure that you actually follow it. So by the end of week 3, I actually expect you to be talking to at least 3 real clients, having 3 real conversations and getting close to that dream international client, the first one at least. And earning in US dollars and euros is not a dream, it's not a scam, it's a real thing that we people are doing, freelancers from last many years are doing. But I think we need to talk more about this certain dialogue, how we actually do it, what matters more, why some freelancers are preferred over the others, and you'll get to know a lot from my channel. So make sure that you subscribe me and make sure that you drop all your questions in the comments, because if I don't know what your problems are, how will I share my videos about that? Just like I tell you how to talk to your clients, I want to talk to you and I want to know where you're exactly struggling. If this video helped you even a little bit, make sure that you drop a thumbs up in the next video.